Well, experts say babies and toddlers are capable of feeling a range of emotions, including depression and anxiety, even grief. So for more on the signs and what parents need to know, we bring in Dr. Jonathan Stevens with the Menninger Clinic. Good morning to you. Thanks so much for joining us to discuss this important topic. Yeah, so is this something new, possibly exacerbated by the pandemic, or something experts have long known?
Well, we know that half of all psychiatric illnesses occur before the age of 14 years of age. But we now know that some mental health conditions, specifically developmental delays like autism, learning disorders like dyslexia, ADHD, and anxiety can present in much younger children. In the last 20 years, we realized that depression can even present under the age of 5 as young as 3 years of age.
Wow. So what should parents look for? What are the signs that a baby or toddler may be dealing with depression or anxiety?
Well, it depends on the age, as you point out, Denise. In infants, toddlers, you might see a developmental regression. It could be things like increased crying, clinginess with caregivers, increased anxiety, irritability, really out of character behaviors like headbanging, limited speech. In preschoolers, it might look a little bit different. You might see uncontrollable behavior. You're now hearing from the preschool teachers, hyperactivity, tantrums, breath holding, and then even violent behaviors. Biting, kicking, things like that. It can present very differently and requires an evaluation usually.
Well, how important is early intervention? Can that make a huge difference?
Yeah, that's my biggest advice to parents today. If you're concerned about your child's development, don't wait. Acting early on a developmental concern can make a real difference for you, for your child. And the first step's usually talking to your pediatrician. The pediatrician may do an evaluation using standardized developmental trajectories. These usually occur anyway in a pediatrician's visit at 9 months, 18 months, 30 months. Usually the pediatrician is also screening for developmental disorders like autism at 18 and 24 months. If there is an issue, they may refer you as specialist, like a developmental pediatrician who has specific training for developmental issues, a child neurologist, or a child psychiatrist like myself.
And how serious can this get, though, if left untreated? What could it lead to?
Well, we know that for issues like depression, the most feared consequence is suicidal thoughts and behaviors. And between the ages of 10 and 34, suicide is the second leading cause of death in our country. Suicide claims the lives of 12,000 teens and young people every year. And that data is pre-COVID. The stress over the last year for children and families has been higher than I've ever seen in my career. And I hear this every day in my office. So screening for feared complications of depression, like suicidality, like self-harming behavior, is vital.
Absolutely. Well, how can parents go about getting an evaluation for their child? I know you mentioned speaking with a pediatrician earlier. Is there anything else?
There's things that they could do even before that visit. Because a pediatrician's visit, with a child, it can be overwhelming for families anyway. So I recommend maybe completing a milestone, a developmental milestone checklist for your child's age. Before the session, you could use something called the Milestone Tracker app or get a milestone checklist, which is free from the CDC at www.cdc.gov or from organizations like Easter Seals. Then share that completed checklist with your child's healthcare provider. You can make that session much more high yield and get to answers and help sooner as opposed to delay.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Dr. Stevens with the Menninger Clinic. We appreciate your advice this morning.
Thank you, Denise.